Recording.
We're joined by Big Max. How are you?
I'm good, Russ, yourself?
I'm all right. What you got a picture of Lee Eaton up there for? He looks like he's ready for an heart attack. I should have had him in that video earlier.
I listened to that and I thought you missed a few out of there.
Yeah, I missed Lee Eaton, Big John Fury, Big Shane Fury. He looks like his heart's working 3 times as much.
Oh, sure. Probably missed Barry Hearn.
Barry Hearn's already had an heart attack. Plus, he runs marathons, doesn't he? So we can't put Bazza in there. He's got enough on his plate explaining why he's in Epstein's book, hasn't he? That's why he's disappeared, isn't it? We don't see or hear from him now, do we?
No, we don't. No, indeed.
Hey. I wonder if that'll ever come out. That
there's a long list on that list, and to be honest with you, it's just they need to be ousted, don't they? Because they're wrong uns, the whole lot of them.
You think Puppy Parsons will put it on him?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. It's a 4'0" within little hamster. No, I don't think so.
So how you been anyway, Big Max?
Yes, back to work tomorrow, back to reality for the next month or so. Then I move back up north. Yeah, so just about to see it out now.
Yeah, what else been up to?
Nothing, just driving around my V8, Merc. Wow, nothing much. Just had a steady one over Christmas. Yourself, what did you do?
We're basically on Button Moon.
I can imagine.
Looking out at blinds for about 2 weeks, Max. Thinking up.
Not bloody back in the shed, hide and do a few K under your bloody door of your shed, and find it 2 weeks later.
What, you mean that money I had?
Yeah.
2,800 quid. It weren't underneath it. We're outside of it in a bit of a cling film bag. I only found it because I cut grass.
It's so funny when you blamed your missus. Where's that dough, you?
You get your stuff packed, you're fucking going.
You found it 2 weeks later.
Stuff from 10 years ago, Max, when I can't remember hardly any of it. But yeah. Hey, yo.
That's funny.
I know. Well, I'm a funny fucking character. And you do all sorts, don't you, when you're out your brains?
Yeah, you do.
But, okay, so let's get stuck in here. Right. Eddie Hills has moved to 10-0, 8 by way of, as he took 4 Miami villains on who tried to rob him and iced them.
Well, it appears, though, due to that article, armed robbers in a Rolex store. My God. I'd love to see the footage on that because that's going to be cameraed up. That I want to see if he did like a double jab, a hook. What did he do? What do you reckon he did?
What happened? Did they try and get Eddie's Rolex, and what did he do? Knock him out?
No. What he did is he was taking back Conor Ben's Rolex. He couldn't afford it anymore. I don't know. That was me just guessing. It's a 30 grand Rolex Conor Ben got, didn't he?
Right, so what's basically happened? Somebody's tried to mug Eddie, have they? Or tried to mug somebody in the shop?
Basically, or like some armed robbers tried their chance. You know how they do it like down London High Street? They just do it on the glass and just chance it on like bikes now. Apparently, he's knocked all 4 of them out.
You are joking me.
Yeah, he's taken all 4 of them out, apparently. But he got injured within... He got injured within it, but he stopped all 4 of them.
What who's going to believe him? Like, with all fantasy stories that he comes out, he's nearly as bad as little Johnny Partridge, isn't he?
Well, he's moving towards... I mean, he's 10-0 now, so he's moving nearer to Rocky Marciano's, isn't he?
I wonder if the Cobra will be giving him any stick now that he's moved to 10-0, 8 by way of Hills. Eddie Hills! Hills! In the blue corner!
I'd love to see the footage on that
There ain't no
Rolex store.
footage. There's no footage of his 6-0 career, is there? Now,
Well,
did you say it was 2-0 other day to that licker Terry Stone? What is all that about, man? Hey, unbelievable.
That's what I mean. So that's supposed to be a criminal like underground podcast. So that's like basically interviewing ex villains. What's villain about Eddie apart from robbing people out of boxing for purses?
It's
You
just
know what
got
I mean?
Eddie's ego in it. He'll sit down with anybody that does more than 10,000 views of it. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly.
All right then. So Eddie's been foiling bank robbers now. It's like the Adventures of Tintin, isn't it?
It's a bit like Dean White story, isn't it?
Oh, Dean White. Oh, what? Saving 400 people on an aeroplane.
Wesley Snipes, you know it is.
Hey, you know that story, that one, right? That was so funny. The guy who got off the plane, this guy who's tried to open a door on an aeroplane, Max. I remember aggravations I've had. I've been arrested twice in Turkey and Portugal, right? And then de-arrested. But let me tell you this: for aeroplane carrying, you only got to say something on a plane, you're knackered, aren't you?
Yeah.
So Dean White, which is not even his proper name, so why should anybody believe what he says? So Dean White said, and I quote, on Sky Sports in an interview with Superbean,
Mm.
he said that some guy tried to open a door at 30,000 feet and he dealt with it like Wesley Snipes. Oh my God, we weren't expected to believe that. And I heard the guy, right, walked off the plane, right, into the Saudi terminal and walked straight through and got in a taxi and shot off. Nobody arrested him or oh, you'd have thought they'd have cut his arms off for that, wouldn't you, over there?
Out of all places, Saudi as well. You know what I mean? It's
Team White, pull the other one, you're getting as bad as Big Mark with his big giant.
so if he's on Skid Row, Big Malk, what would you do if he says, "Look, Russ, I need some money in that." What would you do? Would you help him or?
Would I help Big Mal? No, I
Yeah.
don't like him. Why would I help somebody I don't like?
No, I mean, what food would you give him?
What food
If
would I
he,
give him? I'd throw him a couple of chicken wings. That'd be it, mate. That'd be it. That's all Big Mal could get out of me. I'd give him a bit. If I'm not going to see a man starve, am I? He's a human being, isn't he? But he don't mean shite to me, mate. Absolute shite. Sending me stupid contracts for 20 grand to fight him. Hey, he ain't got 20 pence. Do you know what I mean? And if I say anything about him that's derogatory on social media leading up to the fight, I have to forfeit it and he can come and sue me and take stuff off me. What planet is he on him? Eh? What planet is he on? No wonder he's failed as a boxing manager and a promoter. Eh? What planet's he on him? Mr. Big Football Agent out there in Saudi.
does
Mr.
that,
Mosley is supposed to be a Muslim. He had a Christmas tree behind, sat in his house the other day on an interview, but he's a Muslim.
wow.
They spin it any way they want. If he meets a rich Muslim, all of a sudden he's latches onto him, and he's then I'm a Muslim as well, and he'll be there with praying a lot. Look, mate, we know what he is, don't we? Big Malk, get you sent down to food banks. Oh, okay. What's that?
Spent it on all his big bins. That's
Hey,
where all his money's gone.
Big Jack, this is a fucking whopper, mate. Right, what's happening with Tunde Ajayi and Dillian White? Are they frozen out? We know Tunde's frozen out. Sorry, Tunde Ajayi and what's he called? Yard. We know they're frozen out because I've heard back today. I've been pressing that for months. I've been told they're definitely frozen out. I can't get confirmation on Dillian White, but people behind the scenes, there's a whispering campaign going on saying he ain't getting one slot on Saudi because he didn't help Fury promote the fight at Wembley. So no matter what he goes on about, he ain't getting a Saudi slot. That's what people are saying. What do you think to that?
Um, right, it's so in a way because how should look? I mean, as far as I do is that if you're promoting a fight, you've got to be a part of a promotion. And Fury literally fair play to him. He carried it himself. The only thing that Dillian did turned us away, and that was it. He didn't. He weren't there for the pre-conference, press conference for that, and even the months before, it was like Fury did it himself. So Bricktop. I mean, if you're in Bricktop's shoes, you would feel the same way, wouldn't you?
Listen, Bricktop, right? He's in a position of strength now, and all them that have had a pop at him, like Dillian White, or have tried to bring him down, he's going to flog him in it best he can. Now, he can't do it to Eddie Hills because he needs him at the moment. Hills! Hills! He needs Hills! He needs him, but I can assure you that they're not mates, right? If he's going to punish Dillian White, he'll want to punish Eddie, but he can't. But Eddie's got a little bit more to his bow than Dillian White. Now, Dillian White's pushing 37-year-old, a 20-stone fat man. He ain't going to do no now, is he? You've just seen state of him against that Tete, who basically he wouldn't have employed as a sparring partner 2 years ago.
Who was his corner man for that?
I don't really know, and I don't care. It'll be somebody working for Note, won't it? His corner man. He don't want to pay, does he? He couldn't even pay. What's that guy called? Vidal Riley. He ripped him off, didn't he, with 600 quid for sparring money? He didn't even pay him when they were at Loughborough sparring. If you can't even pay your sparring partners, you're not bothered, are you? And he's not going to pay a top trainer because he's got no purse money to split at the moment, as he's just trying to stay relevant with these odd fights in Ireland or Gibraltar. If anything, he's going backwards. Now, I thought. I know I always have to say this, but when I first started with Dennis, I used to look at rankings constantly, and I said, "Dennis, where are you going with Tommy Frankie?" And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, Tommy Franks just fought a guy X certain ranking, say 32." Dennis said, "Yeah." I said, "So why are we putting him in with a guy ranked 42 now? Why not 22? And it's supposed to be moving up, aren't we supposed to progress up? You know what I mean? Do you see where I'm coming from?" So Dillian White, since he fought Fury, he's not wanted to get back in mix, has he? Since he lost to Fury, he's not wanted to test himself with like a Martin Okolie, a fight like that, or Tony Yoka who's been looking for a fight. He don't want to go in there with anybody where it's going to be a 50-50 fight or a 60-40 and test himself. They just want to fight dossers. Now, people keep going on about, I'm this fighting man, I'm this, I'm that, blah, blah, blah. Well, who are they fighting? Because people keep saying they're ready and they're coming for everybody, and then they're fighting men ranked 200. We've got guys ranked in the top 15 on BoxRec in the UK, and if you look at them lads, some of them in top 15, they're not fighting guys where they're going to progress. They're fighting guys that are way
my
behind.
ranking.
Pardon?
Nearer my ranking, if I'm honest.
Nearer your ranking, yeah. So how is that any good? How are they progressing when they're fighting guys that they wouldn't employ as a sparring partner? What they're doing, they're just parking themselves up and waiting for the phone call from Triple T, T-Towel Turkey. That's all they're doing. Everybody's parked up. That's the bottom line.
I mean, just one thing on that, Russ. There's two ways where Dillian White, or let's say Barry White, might have a slim chance out there. He could do the Lawrence Okolie and say, look, go to the begging bowl of someone like Joe Gallagher and say, do what you want with me. I'll split a purse with you 70-30 or whatever. And Joe might think, maybe be risked for one fight. Or, right, which Joe probably won't do anyway, because he's got a big enough stable anyway. Or the Derek Chisora thing. That might be the thing he's only playing on, because he gets on well with the Saudis, or he's in over there, isn't he? Old Del Boy. So, yeah, he's in out there.
He's got to be in there, hasn't he? Because he's 42 this year. He can't even talk. He sounds like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. So that's the only two backdoor ways in for Dillian White. Otherwise,
Yeah, I agree. Dillian White's got to roll the dice. Listen, sooner or later, right, somebody, all these people that are hanging around like bad smells in boxing, there's Dillian White, there's a few others in top 15, who are not testing themselves at all. They're in the peak years. Some of them have gone by the peak. Dillian White's gone by his peak. But some of them are in the peak years, and they're not fighting anybody. They're having to import utter rubbish in. and it's embarrassing. And all they're doing is waiting and waiting and waiting. But some of them are going stale and they can't see it. Get some graft put in and get some fights done. Get grafting and get out there and get just make a name for yourself. I mean, it ain't rocket science. Is it? So, Martin Okolie, he can't get a fight, can he, really, for love nor money in UK? Nobody wants to give him a chance, do they? So
No.
why don't some of these people test themselves against him or Caballel?
Yeah.
And if you beat them, you do get a world title. If you beat Martin Okolie or Caballel, are you in for a world title, yes or no?
Yeah, you'll be in for a shout, at least one though, but it'll have to be looked at. You can't be overseen then, surely.
Okay, then. Well, let me just get the heavyweight. Let's get the heavyweights up, and let's go through the UK heavyweights. I'm not going to mince anybody. I'm just going to give an honest opinion on where these kids are going. Right, honest opinion. Something that no other YouTuber's going to do. No other YouTuber's going to do what I do and say it as I say. Obviously, I've got a bit of experience in the industry, more than some of these other YouTubers, and I do know what goes on behind the scenes. Right, here we go. UK top 15 in UK. Right, you're not in top 15, Max. You're about 50, aren't you?
Something like that, yeah.
Right. Okay. Right, here we go. Sorry. Daniel Dubois. We know what's going on with him, don't we, at the moment? Daniel Dubois. Right?
Yeah.
He's a world champion, isn't he? So, and he's got fights lined up, hasn't he? Right. So we've got Daniel Dubois. He's ranked number 1 in the UK at the moment, right? And he's ranked number 2 in the world, which is fair enough because he's got a belt and Usyk's got it. So Daniel Dubois, he's fighting Parker next, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we ain't got a problem with him. Joshua, he shit his pants from the Dubai rematch. Every fight he's ever had since he turned pro, there's been a rematch clause. And when he loses, he exercises that rematch, right?
Yeah.
He's shit his pants from Dubois. So basically, he's finished in it. As far as I'm concerned, he's there to pick money up. Tyson Fury, you've just seen him. We don't know if he'll fight again, but I think he will. People are saying he won't fight again. Tyson Fury, right? He's just been beat by Usyk twice, so forget him. He'll be on a bender now for months, right? And then he'll come back beating the drum once he's cleared his head. Lawrence Okolie, cruiserweight world champion. He's ranked number 4 in UK. Cruiserweight world champion, bridgeweight world champion. He's now in heavyweight. He's had one fight as in heavyweight, and he flattened the guy in round 1. Right? What's happening with him? Is he avoided? I say yes. You?
It comes down to commercial values, doesn't it? That's the thing, Russ.
All that, Max. Is he avoided? Yes or no?
Yes, probably because he's Joe Gallagher's now.
Right,
He's going to be.
Not much commercial value because he's not very engaging, but he can fight, can't he?
Yeah.
Fight, can't he? Yeah, there's other fighters in world. I know he was not engaging, but he can fight, can't he? Crawford's not engaging, he can fight. Betterbeef's not engaging, he can fight.
Yeah.
Right. Fabio Wardley, would you say he's avoided?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Fabio Wardley, okay. Then we've got Dillian White at number 6. How is he ranked number 6? With all drug issues he's had. So Dillian White, would you say he's avoided or is he avoiding others?
He's avoiding. He's definitely avoiding people.
Right. Is he serving a silent ban?
Yes.
You're saying he is, but we ain't got no proof because if they are, they're all signed non-disclosure. Right. Derek Chisora. Right. He'll fight anybody, won't he? He's just there for paydays now, isn't he?
He just likes to try to say he can have a war. That's all he's saying.
So, right. But he's been knocked about, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Right. Joe Joyce. Right. He's had loads less rounds than Derek. He's 40 this year. Derek's 42. What do you think to Joe Joyce? Has he been knocked about and is he finished?
Yeah, he's on his way out. He's got a fight left. That's it.
Right. Hughie Fury. He's not had a fight for 4 months. He's got no lined up. Is he avoided and is he hard to match, or is he waiting for the call to go to Saudi and they're just parked up fighting, people that he knows he can beat?
A little bit of both, and I think as well. Do you know what I'd do? I'd shove him in with Joyce. He's beaten up, right? He knows
Joyce
where
has
he's
been
at.
knocked about, hasn't he, now? So it wouldn't really be a great win for him, would it?
No, no, but he's still above him in the rankings. We're going on
He's got
rankings.
10 year on Joe Joyce. You know that, don't you? No, 9 years. Sorry, 9 year,
Yeah,
9 year younger than Joe Joyce. Huey.
yeah. Then get him out straight again after that.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Number 10, Moses Atome. Why is nobody wanting to put this kid in his place out of all this lot here?
Because he's firepower. I do think he's the real deal. That
So he's
kid.
avoided then, would you say, by Britain?
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
David Adelaide, what would you reckon to him, Maxi?
I tell you what, I thought it was a brilliant performance he did against Dakaris.
Yeah, I do.
Uh,
I do.
yeah, and I was so pleased for him because when he fought Wardley, I think he just ran out of ideas. Wardley's obviously had that pedigree of sparring, and he just ran out of ideas, Adelaide. Because I don't think Adelaide's miles off Wardley. He just ran out of ideas, and he just put himself firmly with a great performance. And to be fair, Adam Booth's done all right with him.
Out to Adam Booth! He's the best! The Dark Lord!
But don't you think? But don't you think?
Oh, Adelaide.
Yeah. So but don't you think though that's a strange fighter Adam Booth would have, because Adam Booth is more of like has fighters on the outside like the Josh Kelly sort of type, and they're not like really fighting on the front foot. And look what he did to Dakaris, just iced him. So
Yeah.
fair play to Adam Booth switching up and having a fight like that. Great performance. I'm pleased for David Adelaide. So I'd like to see him get shot at, well, British again, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Johnny Fisher. What next for him now? He's in a right.
Dave Allen rematch. Dave Allen rematch. End of.
What if he don't take it?
He's got to take it. He has to take it. It's no different than Liam Cameron, Ben Whittaker taking Liam Cameron rematch. It's exactly the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And you'll find Mark Tibbs will get Johnny Fisher that bit fitter and flog him in training. So because I don't think White Rider will pull that off again.
You don't think he'll be able to perform out in his skin again? Like, do you think he performed out in his skin and Fisher had a bad day?
Yeah, it sort of met halfway in the middle. But Dave, what I will give Dave is props. He's got a chin. He'll keep coming at you all day. I mean, when's the last time we've seen Dave Allen actually canvassed? He's never hit the deck, has he? Look at all the fighters he's been in with Ortez, David Price. He hasn't actually hit the deck, has he? So he's clearly got some sort of like Sam Jones bone density sort of thing going on. So
I think Dave Allen might start running around like Sam Jones, saying he's had his bone density tested.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So
Stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. He's like Steve Austin, isn't he? Dave Allen, isn't he, with his chin?
yeah, exactly. So I'll give Dave up, but it's like you know what it is though, Russ. When you've got paid that amount of money, you would amount to be it'll probably be in triple figures, right? And that amount of money, are you hungry to do that same thing again and go again? You're not always. And he's unpredictable with Allen. You know what I'm saying?
Dave Allen could turn up if he wants and flog Johnny Fisher in rounds.
Yeah, I agree.
Mindset. It's just that you need an hammer and a bolster to tap into his mindset, don't you?
Yeah, and absolutely. And let's say, like you see, for example, I know it's going off the subject slightly, but you get footballers. They're hungry when they first come on the scene. Yeah, they're scoring goals like Wayne Rooney, for example. As soon as he moves to Manchester United and gets 300 grand a week, the hunger starts dipping. So what I'm trying to say is when you're getting 150 grand or 200 grand popped in your account after a fight, do you have that desire to start training again? Or do you wait until, oh, well, I've got only 10 grand left. I'll start training now. You see the difference?
Yeah.
So that's where Dave's head's at, I think. And, I hope he does. I genuinely hope he does the same again. But I just think it was just like what you were saying, banging on pre that fight. Dave Allen to turn up one night only. And to be honest, he should have had that win, if I'm honest.
Yeah, of course he should have, man. White Rhino beat him.
Yeah. Knocked him down and everything.
Listen, mate, couldn't do any more. It was so easy to score that fight. It was unbelievable, Max.
yeah. So, whether he does it again, you might find now, Mark Tibbs, if he says, well, because I mean, well, I hope they don't get rid of Mark Tibbs based on that, because Mark Tibbs is experienced and he's good at what he does. So you find if Mark Tibbs is in charge for that next one, he's going to flog Johnny. Not on my watch is Dave Allen going to beat you, and he'll flog Johnny like hell. You watch.
Okay. Well, all I want to see is Huey do well. He's been a 12-year pro now, Huey, and I'm just starting to wonder if he's going to get his flowers, because Sky can't seem to deliver for him. Channel 5 couldn't deliver for him. DAZN couldn't deliver for him. What's going on?
I mean, look. To be honest, let's wait until. I mean, I don't know if he's waiting, but let's see him. I'd like to see him in with the British against someone like David Adelaide. Wouldn't that be a good fight?
David Adelaide against Huey would be a good fight, but Huey has too much experience for him, though.
I think that's a 50-50, I think that's a 50-50. And I just think Adelaide will stay the end of his jab and try and get on the inside of him, but I think he would be ready to deal with it. So, and why not? Why not go for it? And I could see that being on Sky gig, but it's whether who's going to put the hand in the pocket to pay for it. Will Sky pay for it? And that's the thing. Everyone's paying attention too much to Saudi, and it's killing British boxing at the minute. And that's the problem.
Yeah. Okay. It's Big Freeze, the giant abominable snowman. What's happening with him, Fraser Clark?
He'll come back after that bad knockout. He won't be dead. I think he'll have another go. You'll find he'll fight someone like up and coming, like I don't know, another, let's say, GB Kid or something like that. He might do well, and he might have another shot at the British, but I don't think he'll go beyond like British title. He'll be that gatekeeper you'll find with Big Freeze. He'll stay there, and he'll stay there and keep the key there. If I'm honest, that's the problem with Big Freeze. You can't just go as a world title for being knocked out like that. I mean, did you see that? God.
Okay. That just leaves Solomon Dakras and Dave Allen for top 15. They could fight, couldn't they, Solomon Dakras and Dave Allen? They might put Solomon as a blocker to try and put some miles on Dave or get him beat, so they don't have to do a Fisher fight. So Eddie can see where he's just lost to Solomon Dakras. And, it's not worth putting him in with Fisher, because if Fisher got the win last time and he's moved on and going in a different direction. So Eddie could play it that way to protect his ticket seller. What do you think?
I can't see how you can. I can't see how. I mean, I know there's.
Listen, mate, Max, we've said this loads of times. Look, do you know boxing? People can rage over decisions, but do you know what? Within a week, something else happens and they move on.
Yeah, it's fish and chip paper. Yeah, no, I understand. But it's again, it's like the Whitaker thing. It's just a stain. Everyone saw what it was. It's a stain on, your record. It's a asterisk against your name, and they'll always be reminded of that. Do you truly think you beat Dave Allen? Yes or no? And he says, and he'll look at the interview and says, no, I didn't. So it's an asterisk, and he knows deep down he has. So he has to rematch it, like Ben Whitaker has to rematch Liam Cameron. It has to happen.
I think
it will. I think they'll throw him in. I think Ben Whitaker's getting prepared behind the scenes now for him, and we're relying on Liam to slip a little bit. I'm telling you.
Well,
Liam's not that type.
Can do as many interviews as you want. It's funny, isn't it? Because when he was at Dennis's, Dennis couldn't get him to do any interviews, could he?
Yeah.
So amazing now how we can't how he's doing interview after interview after interview. On a Coppers channel, you couldn't make it up, could you?
The Pin Coppers channel. You can't write it. These people coming in. You
couldn't write it, could you, mate? A copper having a year out because he's got health problems. Oh, I'll be a YouTuber. Okay.
Pass me the sick bucket.
You what, mate?
Pass me the sick bucket.
Well, I mean, Dominic Ingle there, he's got a copper in his gym every day. What's that tell you?
It doesn't sit right with me that you just don't trust them as far as throwing. You just don't, they're never off duty. They're never off
I hope
duty.
Dominic Ingle never has to go to court and end up getting a bit of porridge. Isn't that right, PC Gully? Eh? On my cousin's ex-fella's street. Isn't that right? Hop, hop, bang. Go on then, Max. On to part 2. See you in a minute.
Right, mate. Bye, mate.
Right. That were Max in part 1. That were his story. Now he drives a V8 and eats Ginsters every time he pulls up at petrol station. That's every 2 hours. He has to fill up in his big 10-gallon monster. Looks like some 50 Cent driver. Anyway, we love Max, don't we, Max? Right, go on to part 2. Pop, pop, bang.